What is going on, Grinders? It's Chief. We're in the building. Take your pick 'em. So glad you guys could come in with us. Had a couple technical difficulties to get the show started off this morning. Had a little power surge in my office, and so my router went down, and then we had to bring it back up. But nonetheless, we are here. Shout out to my good friend, Mr. Papa Giorgio. Thank you for joining us on yesterday. And we will have another special guest next week. They will not be from the prop shop, but they will be. It will be one of my good friends from the pick'em industry. So hopefully everyone will enjoy him being on with us next week. So really excited about that. And hopefully my feed here goes well. Like I said, we had a little power surge here and it took my router down, but it's back up now. But what we're going to do is we're going to, of course, kick this thing off with winning words of wisdom. And so this is a good one. I found, and this was coming from Bruce Lee, actually. I love finding ones from guys that have been really influential just in our culture in general. And Bruce Lee has obviously been one of those guys. And here's what Bruce Lee says. He says, if you always put limits on everything you do, physical or anything else, it will spread into your work and into your life. There are no limits. There are only plateaus, and you must not stay there. You must go beyond them. And so I think that's so true. Sometimes society will put limits on you. Sometimes people will speak negative words and they'll try to put limits on you. Don't limit your mind. Don't limit yourself. Always push beyond what you think is possible as a person, personally, professionally, in your family, in your home. There could be peace in your home. There could be happiness all the time. Work on it and get better. And that's what I am here to do. So super excited to talk about this slate. And we're going to kick this thing off with one of my favorite plays. If you guys don't mind, I may not screen share today. I will try. Let me say that I will try. I just want to make sure we keep the feed running smoothly. So as we continue to press forward here, this is going to be one of my favorite plays today, and it's one that's I will say it's one that we don't usually get into, but just based on everything I'm seeing here, I think this is going to be a good opportunity for us to pick up some profit on kind of what I'm going to call an alternate pick'em square here, and that's going to be Yusei Kikuchi at 2.5 earned runs allowed or earned runs against 2.5. We're going more here. When I look at Kikuchi, look, I don't think Kikuchi is the worst pitcher in the world. That's not what I want you to hear, but the xFIP's at 4.71 is 38.8% ground ball rate, giving up a ton of hard contact, 43.2%. And even though the Rays may have slowed down some, this is still one of the best teams in the MLB. And when I look at these K rates, as long as Yandy Diaz is in the lineup, me and one of my good friends, Big Dog Kyle, were talking about as long as Yandy was in the lineup. If Yandy's in or out, I still like this play. But if Yandy's in, he's going to give Kikuchi a tough time. I think that there are enough runs that can be scored here. Look over this lineup, folks. Kikuchi's going to have a tough time, and I do mean a tough time getting outs today or strikeouts in particular. 18.2% for Yandy Diaz, 7.9% for Wander Franco, Harold Ramirez, 17.2% K rate, Randy Arozarena, 20.6, Paredes, 15.8, Bethancourt's at 26, Margot's at 23, Series at 45. We've got Wells at 16.1. But here's the interesting part about this particular play today, folks. Look at the ISO numbers. This team, my goodness, they are raking. The power is incredible against left-handed pitching this season, 414 for Yandy, 212 for Wander Franco, 357 for Ramirez, 469 for Arozarena, 147 for Paredes, 500 for Bethancourt, 407 for Walls, 115 for Margot, 235 for Siri. Kikuchi should see some balls fly over the fence today, and I think he's going to have a tough time here. Look at this, folks, giving up 42.9% hard contact to righties, and the fly ball rate 42% to righties. Obviously, we know he's throwing fastball, throwing slider, throwing changeup. And look at the contact numbers, folks. 90%, 90%, 89, 72, 100, 54, 67, 79, 53. I just think Kikuchi's going to have a tough time today. I think the runs come in bunches. We've also seen Kikuchi, if he walks a guy early or throws, he can just get wrecked here. So at 2.5 earned runs against, I do like this particular prop today for Mr. Kikuchi. Now that we've gotten rid of that first play, let's go ahead. We're going to do a quick recap. And yesterday's recap is going to be very small. Had 2 plays yesterday, both of them. We had Kodai Singh at 6 strikeouts. We had Mr. Gray, Sonny Gray at 6 strikeouts. Senga was scratched. He's actually going to be pitching today. And then we had Sonny Gray at 6 strikeouts. And we ended with a push on that one. So on yesterday, we basically only had one official play, which kind of sucks. But we'll have those rolling today. So on the season, as of right now, we're at 32, 28, and 1 because that push there just kind of counts as a tie. So at any rate, hopefully these picks can materialize into some good money for you. All right, next up on the board, I've got another one that I really like here. And this one, I'm going a little bit different direction, and I'll talk about why. We've got James Paxton. And originally, I do still like James Paxton's strikeouts. So for any of you that are into the strikeouts, obviously, I think you're going to be fine there at 5.5. But we're going with pitching outs for James Paxton. James Paxton at 15.5 pitching outs. I think that may be a tick too low today. Here's why. And I'm actually going to parlay or talk about 2 pitchers together to kind of go through this information. So we saw Paxton his last outing. He was facing the San Diego Padres. Here's what really shocked me. James Paxton was pushed to 107 pitches in that game. Well, then later on, we saw Chris Sale come out. Chris Sale pitched a fair amount over 100 pitches. Look, folks, if this is how Boston's going to handle these guys, do I agree with it? No, I don't agree. I think because of their injury history, perhaps they should be limited a little bit. But if we're going to see both of these pitches, I know I'm talking about them together, but today specifically, we're going to focus on Paxton at 15.5 pitching outs. If he's going to go over 100 pitches or get close, like his first start, he was at 87 pitches, and in my mind, I said, no, I don't think he'll get anywhere near 100. Well, he went to 107. If he's going to be in that 100, close to 100 range, I think he flies past 15.5 pitching outs. I think he can complete 6 innings. This is a guy, once again, that was an ace in his own right prior to these injuries. And so if he's going to come back full force, if they're taking the gloves off of Paxton and Sale in these spots, I think at 15.5 pitching outs, this is a really good spot to attack for us. And so I really like this prop. We've seen Paxton on the season through 2 starts, 31.8% K rate. Once again, I think he was in the 40s. I told you, nowhere he's going to stay there. But I think if he hovers between 26 to 28%, he's going to have a nice quality season if he can finish it healthy. So 4.09 extra, 31.8% K rate, 6.8% walk rate. Ground ball rate's really low. Fly ball rate's really high. I'm going to give Paxton a pass. He's always going to be a guy, in my opinion, that gives up a little bit more hard contact, but he will sacrifice that for the strikeouts. I'm going to give him a pass on some of these numbers until they can normalize. We've only had 2 starts, so I'm not worried about some of the other StatCast data that we're going to see. I'm going to give him a pass. I'm going to side with the trend that the pitch count is up. And if that's the case, at 15.5 pitching outs, I think we're going to be good. It's going to be bright and shiny tonight out in LA. And if you're out in LA, you're in that bright and shiny stadium, then, hey, you might want to go talk to our friends at Shady Rays. Kick off the new year with gear built to last. Our friends at Shady Rays have you covered from the sun to the slopes with premium polarized shades and customizable snow goggles, and a little bit more than that. Shady Rays is an independent sunglasses company that offers a world-class product that's just as good as any expensive pair we've worn. Durable frames and extremely clear optics for outdoor adventures. That's not all. Shady Rays offers the most insane protection in all of eyewear. Yes, every pair of sunglasses is backed by the lost and broken replacement policy. If you lose or break your pair, even on day 1, they told us they will send you a brand new pair, no questions asked. Wear your Shady Rays with confidence because they have your back long after the purchase. With Shady Rays, you can look good and feel good. And to date, they have donated over 20 million meals to fight hunger with Feeding America. If you don't love them, exchange them for a new pair or return them for free within 30 days. There's no risk when you shop with Shady Rays. Their team always has your back. Listen, exclusively for you, if you're listening to the show, if you're watching the show, Shady Rays is giving you the best deal of the new year. Go to ShadyRays.com. Use the promo code RotoGrinders and get 50% off 2 pairs of polarized sunglasses. Try it for yourself. The shades rated 5 stars by over 200,000 people. All right, moving on to our next play of the day, and this is another good one, folks. One that I really like here, and I think this guy is also going to get wrecked today, and that is no other than Mr. Tyler Anderson. So Tyler Anderson in the same game on the other side, we've got him at 17.5 pitching outs. I don't think Tyler Anderson goes the distance today. I don't think he's going to complete 6 innings. This man, 6.59 xFIP, 13.7% K rate, 10.7% walk rate. Numbers are all over the place, not striking out anyone. And today he gets one of the lowest strikeout teams in baseball in the Boston Red Sox on the other side. Tyler Anderson at 17. I think this is much too high. I feel like Tyler Anderson should have come in at 15.5. So I think we are getting a really, really, really good spot here for him at 17.5. I don't think he makes it. Look at these numbers. 15.5% K rate for Verdugo, 20.3% for Turner, 17.5% for Ref Snyder, 23% for Devers, 8.9, 10.7, 0. And then we've got the high K guys at the bottom. But once again, look what he's doing to righties here, folks. 372 WOBA to righties, 237 ISO. Ground ball rate's low. Line drive rate is high. Fly ball rate is high. Hard hit percentage is up. And so I think Boston has their way. Now, look, he's a guy to lefties. He's throwing fastball cutter, and I think he will get a couple of quick outs to lefties with the cutter. That should keep the ball on the ground. But to righties, he's throwing more fastball changeup. And look, folks, these righties should have their way with him today as I look over these contact numbers. And pretty much the whole team, I mean, is well above 70% in terms of contact rates this season against the fastball. So I really like this particular prop. This is one of my favorites on the day, by the way. I think if I had a play of the day, so to speak, matter of fact, this is the play of the day. Tyler Anderson, 17.5 pitching outs. We are going with less than that projection. I hope Boston can do their job and come in and knock this guy around early. I think he's going to give it up today, and I think they have their way with him. So we're going to do a quick recap here. Thanks so much, guys, for joining me. I know we started a little late today, but that was just a couple of tech issues. So quick recap. We've got Yusei Kikuchi, 2.5 earned runs allowed. We're going with more than that projection. We've got James Paxton, 15.5 pitching outs. We're going with more than that projection. And then we've got Tyler Anderson at 17.5 pitching outs. We're going to go with less than that projection. So once again, more than the projection for the earned runs for Kikuchi, more than the 15.5 pitching outs for Paxton, less than the 17.5 pitching outs for Tyler Anderson. Thanks so much for joining us, folks. You've been on Take Your Pick'em. Come in with your pockets empty. Leave with your pockets full. Let's get the sweep, and we'll see you tomorrow.